Hey, so in this video, we're going to go over the business info settings here. So first things first, the company data box. This is where you can upload your company logo, update your company name, email, phone number, and website. Once you've updated all of those fields, make sure you hit update company button here or it won't save. Now, this information here, your company logo, for example, is typically going to be used in email and SMS review requests. Your company name, email, phone number, and website will be used as custom values for emails or text messages within campaigns and workflows, as well as sometimes in your actual landing pages as well if you choose to use custom values there. Now, the same thing goes for your company address, your city, your zip code or your postal code, your state, province, or region, your country, and your time zone. Now, one thing about the time zone is that any automated events within a campaign or a workflow will use this field to determine when to send. So if your company, for example, is in Eastern time and the people there are using Eastern time as well, like your leads, for example, you'd want to use, New York or Toronto, for example, as the time zone, so that way any communication goes out in their time zone. If let's say you're located on the West Coast, Pacific time, and your your business is in the Eastern time zone, so that's where you'd want this time zone to reflect that of the local business and the actual leads and people there, not your specific time zone as to where you're physically located, rather where your business is located. So once you've updated your company address and time zone, make sure you hit update address. Moving on here, we have some general settings here. So allow duplicate contact. It's best to leave this unchecked because when you select this, for example, what'll happen is if somebody enters, if somebody opts in as a lead twice using the same email, for example, you'll see two contacts. You'll see duplicate contacts in your list, which there's no real point to that. So unless you have a specific reason as to allow duplicate contacts, leave this blank. The same goes for opportunities. Now, if you allow duplicate opportunities, the same person could fill out a form at two separate times and you'll see two leads in your opportunities pipeline. Now, once again, if there's a specific reason for you to do this, then select it. Otherwise, leave this blank. Merge Facebook contacts by name. What this is anytime you have a lead or a conversation coming in from your Facebook page, if it's the exact same name as a contact you already have on file, the system will automatically merge the two contacts together. So moving on here, disable contact time zone. It's best to leave this unchecked, but if you select this, what will happen is that if somebody is in a different time zone as your business, based on the time zone you've selected up here, then the system won't take that into account. So, for example, if your business is, observing Eastern Standard Time, EST, for example, and the contact is in MST, Mountain Standard Time, which is 1 or 2 hours behind Eastern Time, then depending on the time of year, then what'll happen is the times this contact will see in your calendar for your availability, for example, or any automation that happens will happen based on your time, your business's time zone, and not their specific time zone. So typically it's best practice to leave this unchecked once again, unless you have a specific reason, such as you have lots of prospects across different time zones, but you need your time zone to be the primary one. But you need your time zone to be the one through which they book, then, I would select this. Otherwise, you can leave this blank. Mark emails as invalid due to hard bounce. So if an email actually hard bounces, that means if it goes to spam or anything similar, then if you have this selected, the system will automatically mark their email as invalid, meaning we'll have to get an updated email address and save that on file here. So typically, we like to leave this checked because then that way, if you're continuously sending emails to an invalid email and it keeps hard bouncing, it's actually going to impact you negatively and it's going to affect your domain's spam score. So that'll affect your email deliverability with all of your automated emails going out, any reactivation campaigns, and so on. So it's a best practice to leave this checked. And then last but not least, validate phone numbers when the contact is created. So how does this work? As soon as the first text message or phone call is made, our system using Twilio will actually validate the phone number and see if it's a valid phone number or not. So for example, if somebody enters an invalid phone number like, area code 1111111, for example, then our system will actually double check that phone number and validate it as to whether it's a real phone number or a fake phone number. So what will happen then is the system will tell you that this phone number is invalid, the message was unsuccessful. So typically we like to leave this one checked as well. Moving on here, call and voicemail settings. So this is where you can upload an MP3 or WAV file with a pre-recorded voicemail. So whenever somebody calls this number that you put in the company phone, it'll actually play that voicemail. So timeout here is you can set it to 10 or 20 seconds, but this basically means how long will the phone ring for until that voicemail kicks in. So typically 10 seconds is a good time. And once you've done that, once you've uploaded your MP3 or WAV file, your pre-recorded voicemail, and set the slider to the appropriate settings, you can hit Save Call Settings here. Moving on, enable or disable depreciated features. Honestly, I wouldn't even worry about this. These are some legacy features that we're phasing out pretty soon, so you can leave these blank. And last but not least, missed call text back. So this is a really cool feature where if somebody calls you and it's a missed call, meaning nobody answers the phone, or it rings out, it goes to voicemail, for example, if you enable this, what'll happen is you can automatically send them a text message, auto reply, saying, hey, this is, Bob's business. I saw that we just missed your call. How can I help? And you can always send yourself a text message by entering your cell phone and hitting send text. But once you've updated your message, you can hit Save Missed Call Setting. So that's about it. Once you've gone ahead and updated all your business info here, just make sure you click Update or Save depending on the area that you fill out, and you should be good to go. Thanks a lot.